they always had said that his role would expand as the season went along, and I think we're starting to see that. So I guess the question is, do you think that the boosted workload is going to be enough to overcome the poor scoring environment in Washington and make Antonio Gibson a viable to strong fantasy asset?
It's tough because Antonio Gibson looks like a very dynamic player right now from what I've seen out of him. But like you mentioned, he's in one of the worst scoring environments, one of the worst offenses in the NFL. So I still believe that it'll be hard for him to produce as, like a top 24 running back as an RB2. But with his volume projected to increase weekly, and especially his reception upside, because it would make sense that they would want their former wide receiver to catch passes out of the backfield. We saw that this week. He had 4 catches for 82 yards, so we could definitely see that increase. I'm still on the whole point that I would never take him in the 6th round of drafts. I still think that was the right process, and I stick by that take, but I think he could definitely settle in as an RB3 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that seems legit. It appears that he's going to be getting the work in the receiving game, which is really valuable, especially on like DraftKings or if you're in a PPR type redraft league. The concern with him is that his team is going to have a total under 20 each and every single week. So, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I think that Antonio Gibson is a player that is like his best format of fantasy is probably Dynasty, because I could see this offense improving over the next 2 years, and I think that he could, continually grow and become a really, really, fantastic fantasy asset with, as dynamic as he does look. It's just, I still think it's a little bit too early.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think Antonio Gibson is, going to be that viable in fantasy football for 2020.